Hey everybody, it's Chip Harris again. Just wanted to get back with you here on September 2nd. They came out with the jobs numbers for August of 2022, and they once again look great. 315,000 jobs opened. And, one thing that interestingly changed that I didn't think would change was the unemployment rate went from 3.5, or a record low, to 3.7. Not a big change, but significant enough to ask the question, why did the unemployment rate go up a little bit? Well, the answer is, based on what I've read, is more participants are coming into the labor pool that had not been looking for a job or seeking a job previously. So more people coming on board to look for work. Could be a couple of different reasons. One is it's back to school time. Maybe people who are sitting on the sidelines with their children, maybe even through the pandemic up to this point, now have children that have gone back to school and they're looking to go back and enter the workforce. The other thing that I really didn't read, but I kind of read into the number, potentially is the fact that inflation is hurting pocketbooks. And so when inflation hurts pocketbooks, if somebody has been staying at home and not working for a period of time, they may now see a need to go back to work. And so with that, the unemployment rate is now 3.7% according to official numbers. Still an incredibly low, fantastic number, which goes back to my original point a number of videos ago, and I've said this several times, is from a real estate market perspective, as long as people are working, as long as people are making money and have jobs, there will not be a housing crash. There will not be a significant decline in home values, at least not in most markets. There are some bubble markets that are probably going to be hurt because they're bubble markets. But most normal markets and market areas that have not seen the extreme growth over the last couple of years, but just very good growth, are going to be fine. And the jobs are going to hang on as long as the Fed continues to raise interest rates, however, and slow the pace of the economy. That jobless rate may go up, and we'll have to keep an eye on that, because typically if the Fed continues to push recession on the American economy, which is the goal, in my opinion, we're already in the recession. We've talked about that. If they deepen or want to deepen the recession with further rate hikes and additional quantitative tightening, then unemployment might tick up, because employers then are making less money. There's less money to the bottom line, less money to the top line. You have to look for ways to cut expenses, and number one way of doing that typically is to lay people off. And so that being said, let's keep an eye on it. But that's the number one indicator for me right now that the housing market is in fine shape. Yes, it is slower, significantly slower than last year. It's slower now than it was even pre-pandemic in 2019. So we have to keep an eye on this stuff, but it's not to be surprising because of the recessionary talk in the papers and in the news, and then also the Fed, and they're really trying to push us into a tighter recession to slow the economy down, to tame inflation, in order to tame inflation. So all expected, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it over the next 6 to 12 months to see what ultimately shakes out with these rate hikes. There are probably 50-50 shot of a 50 basis point rate hike in September from the Fed versus another 75 basis point rate hike. So, but the consensus is there will be a rate hike. The rates will go up again in September. It's just a matter of 0.5%, 0.75%, depends on what the Fed ends up deciding to do. With these employment numbers, which are pretty darn good, in my opinion, I think we could be looking at another 75 basis point hit in September in the rate. So we'll see how that goes and see how it plays into mortgage rates, see how it plays into the overall economy and consumer spending and confidence. So until next time, I'll see you later.